FFIE with tremendous upside potential. Let's go ahead and go over those details within this video. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by. Once again, this is ARCa coming at you with an FFIE technicals and raw price action thread of analysis. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa. With that said, let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so we are looking at FFIE on the hourly chart here, and we're going to start off the immediate short-term time frame with the Crypstex ARC-Series indicators, which are now live, by the way, and they can be acquired. If you send me a DM, we'll go ahead and go over those details as to how to acquire them. Okay, so let's start off first with ARC DBSI. So DBSI is actually a statistical indicator that takes the average of every single candle and gives it a score of that is shown right up here, giving you a score between the bulls and the bears to give you a relative strength. So in this case, we are looking at the bulls are significantly higher than the bears, signaling a potential continuation to the upside. Aside from that, enhanced MACD, this is also part of the Crypstex ARC-Series indicators. ARC enhanced MACD is also printing a bullish signal from at this candle here and suggesting a continuation to the upside. DBSI also has its form of buy and sell signals. So for example, this red circle here was a sell signal fired off right here and it went down. This signal here, the blue signal, is usually the buy signal and has thus far continued to the upside. And what I'd like to point out is that DBSI appears to be a little more aggressive in the buy signals here. As you can see, it's been flashed at this candle here, and enhanced MACD was flashed right over here in comparison to where the blue dot is. So we are getting two indicators now giving us a bullish signal. Let's go ahead and move DBSI out of the way and open up ARC-Armor. So our ARC-Armor is an indicator comprised of several exponential moving averages, all algorithmically placed very close in proximity to each other within the chart so that it can give us this wave of directional motion. In this directional motion, we're able to get or acquire long and short signals as well. So for example, you get a long signal here, you get a short signal here, and it goes down, and now you can see that ARC-Armor has in fact printed a long signal as well. Now ARC-Armor is showing to be a little less aggressive and printing the signal on this candle in comparison to the enhanced MACD and on this candle here for the DBSI. So we are getting confirmations for upside continuation, and as you can see, the green waves are starting to continue to the upside as the red waves are diminishing out. Okay, so this is looking good as far as the indicators are concerned. This is great news. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the next chart, because this is something that we have been following for quite a while now. This is a descending broadening wedge that we've looked at for some time, and we did notice that we had 3 tests already made of the resistance, which is something that we talk about within this channel very often, is the golden rule of 3, which requires 3 tests of the resistance before a capitulation or accumulation of sorts before a continuation onto the upside in attempt of a true breakout on test number 4. Okay, so in this case, we have test number 1, we have test number 2, and number 3, and the capitulation event is in play. Okay, so now if we're not considering this to be a test because it's a red candle, this one here, we can actually have a backup. We actually have this one right here, 1, 2, and then we have 3, followed by a capitulation event. So we do have 2 backups of what are seen in this formation itself. Okay, so this could potentially signal the bottom being found for FFIE before a continuation to the upside. Now, if we just zoom in to the price action right down here, we did notice in the previous videos, I haven't covered this in a couple of weeks now, but we did notice that we had a right-angled triangle forming right over here, which has both bearish and bullish price objectives, usually found by taking a trend line from the hypotenuse of the triangle down to the lowest point of the triangle, and then you apply that trend line to the breakout point. In this case, on the breakout point, this candle broke out from this area here, so you can see that the price action came down and eventually found exactly that bottom based on the breakout from the formation here, or the price objective from that formation. And if we actually take, I wouldn't be surprised with this, but if we actually take let's see, a fib, we could probably find that it's landing at one of the 618 levels for sure. Let's see. So let's go ahead and just put it. Yeah. Of course. So, yeah, just like we speculated, by taking an inverse fib, you can see that the price objective. Oh, I'm sorry, and I'm actually a little bit over. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a little bit of a stickler when it comes to things like this. So now the price objective actually landing right down here. It should have been right in confluence with the 2.618. Price action went right down to that 2.618 area, and the golden mean was proven to be the golden mean, like it always does, right? So we have definitely taken that downside metric, and now we are continuing on the way up. So so far, or thus far, the price action looks pretty good. We have converted the 10-day simple moving average as a form of support now, so there is the potential to where we can actually come right back down, test the 1.618 at 28.06, and or the 10-day simple moving average, which is at 27.71, 27 cents, before a continuation onto the upside. But with this price action here, it does look like it's fairly continuous, and actually we can load some exponential moving averages, as they would likely be the direct support for this candle. And let's see, load, there it is. Okay, so here's the 7-day exponential moving average, right in confluence with the 1.618, like we said, at 28.06. So there is the likelihood to where we can, if the next candle finds rejection at this which is the bottom of this triangle here, this resistance here, we can come back down and test the 1.618 and or the exponential moving average, the 7 period, okay, for a continuation onto the upside. Let's go ahead and open up the last chart. So this is going to be the divergence chart that we have right over here. Let me get rid of this because this is already done and played with. So divergence is usually the opposition of price action versus momentum, in this case represented by this indicator RSI, relative strength index. So in this case, we're looking at these are 3 drives of primary regular bullish divergence, and what signifies that is actually this: whenever you see price action making a series of lower lows, while RSI or momentum, like a MACD or a stochastic momentum or a stochastic RSI, all of those are momentum indicators or momentum based indicators. So, and the indicator making a series of higher lows, you get a regular drive of bullish divergence. In this case, we have found 3 primary drives, in which are already at play. And as you can see, the 12-hour RSI, the signal, which is represented by the purple line, the 14-day moving average represented by this pink line, has now made a cross above that moving average and suggesting an aggressive upside, and is now entering the shallow areas of what's called the bear strength percentile. So I'm going to go ahead and open up now the diagram for my RSI properties. So these 4 zones are located right over here for your convenience. So tag along as I talk. Okay, so now let's open up a multi-pane so that we can see a bias for the immediate short term. Okay. All right, so yeah, wow, this is looking great. All right, so the immediate short-term 30-minute time frame is suggesting a continuation to the upside, and has recently used the moving average as a form of support before continuing on to the upside. And it definitely used the junction between the bull weakness percentile and the bull strength percentile as a form of support before continuing up. It has since jumped out of the shallow areas of the bull strength percentile, which would usually mean, if we're sitting here in the shallow areas, it would usually mean that we're going to likely be gravitated right back into bull weakness. But in this case, it has surpassed that ever so slightly, but it is suggesting a continuation onto the upside and primed to enter the full grips of the bull strength percentile here. Now, the bi-hourly is suggesting a continuation onto the upside. Similarly to this zone here, we are just outside of the shallow areas of the bull weakness percentile, suggesting a continuation onto the upside. And as you can see, the 14-day moving average from the RSI is suggesting now an upside pivot. Now, the 6-hour RSI is suggesting an aggressive upside as well, and it has since slightly moved, similar to this and to this. It has slightly moved right outside of the shallow areas of the bear weakness percentile, suggesting a continuation onto the upside. And it looks like the moving average is being influenced. It's definitely being influenced by everything else to the upside. Now, the daily RSI, since we already saw the 12-hour divergence chart, is suggesting an upside continuation as well. The moving average has now been crossed by the RSI signal, signaling a continuation to the upside and a bullish cross and a bullish statement for FFIE in general. Okay, so in this case, we are approaching now the shallow areas of the bull strength percentile, signaling imminent entry into bear weakness percentile with an upside, with a significant upside pivot here. Just for giggles, let's look at the buy daily. Buy daily suggesting upside from the grips of the bear strength percentile. 3-day suggesting upside, and now the 5-day is now freshly pivoting towards the upside from the bear strength percentile. So if I were to put any type of guess here, I would say that the price action can lead us to, okay, well, first of all, I'm not a financial advisor. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as a form of entertainment. Okay, so please take whatever I do show as a form of entertainment, please. It is of great importance that you do that. Do your own DD and we'll be okay, you guys? As I can't suggest for you to buy or sell any assets. So in the 4-hour chart, actually, you know what? We are looking at the hourly chart here. So let's open up the Crypstex indicators one more time, but not particularly to the Crypstex indicators. We're going to go ahead and take a Fibonacci retracement from this high to the current swing low and see what we have. Actually, you know what? Why don't we do this? We'll take it from right about here at this candle low, and let's open up some SMAs here as well. So let me get rid of armor for now and take a look at the simple moving averages in the hourly chart for an immediate short-term upside. Okay, so we do have some resistance here at the SMA 100, which is in confluence with the 1.272 at 30 cents, 30.71 to be precise. If we were to jet past this, it would potentially be likely for us to find a wick above the 1.618, using it as resistance at 31.75 before coming right back down to find support at the SMA 100 and the 1.272 before a continuation onto the upside. So in this case, this is everything that what I'm talking about right now is absolutely in accordance to what this formation suggests. Okay, so let me just get rid of the moving averages. Per the playbook rules, the price objective for this particular formation is found generally at the genesis of the formation itself. So in this case, this formation is suggesting a topside target and realized target of, let's see, about $1.17. So $1.17 could be the area to where it can be fulfilled over the next weeks, potentially couple months. Okay, that is an if we just start facing some impulsive moves to the upside, which I'm sure that FFIE is very well capable of. Okay, so yeah, things are looking pretty good for FFIE. This actually may be a play that we should consider in the Discord community, and we'll take a look at relevant supports and confirmations and validations for entry. So with that said, I think this is a pretty good place for me to leave off the video. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll make sure to leave the links in the description below for you to consider joining the ARCa trading community in Discord. With that said, I wish you well, a very good rest of your weekend, and I will catch you at the bell on Monday. Adios.